I got a call from my agent, and they said, well, actually, what happened was I was on my way to Germany, and I was going to play some music in this commune. This is back when communes were around, right? So I was doing that, and I got a call from my agent. I'd sublet my apartment and everything like that. And I said, listen, do you know about this show called Dark Shadows? And the guy said, yeah, it's that gothic thing that ABC's doing. And they said, well, Linda Otto's casting it, and I, of course, knew Linda from Broadway. And they want you to go up there and meet Dan Curtis and these people. And I said, well, I'm leaving for Germany. He said, just go read for it and see what you... So I got up there into his office, and I took the script, and I read the part, and I immediately said, oh, this is going to be fun. I mean, this is lots of possibilities here, off the cuff, cynicism, you know. So I up until that moment, I didn't really want to do it. I had, plans to go off and play some music. So I walked into the office, and we sat there and talked. Dan, of course, had his feet up on the desk, twirling his hair. Right? And I read it, and he said, that's sensational. And the next thing I know, I got a call saying, cancel your trip to Europe, you're going to work. So I started. I had a scene with Johnny Carlin. I had a scene with Jerry Lacy. And it was one of those conspiratorial scenes. And from the moment we started rehearsing it in the morning, we started laughing. And we couldn't, Jerry Lacy with that bogey face and Carlin, and we were all supposed to be dead serious. And you know how it's like laughing in church. The more they get mad at you. And all day long, finally we ended up shooting the scene with Jerry talking off to the side, Carlin looking out that way, and me looking the opposite direction just to get through it. And you talk to Carlin, and he'll remember that one. When I first came on the show, I was sitting in the green room, and I was watching them shoot the air show was playing, and I'm sitting there watching, trying to get some idea of what the story was about. And as I'm sitting there, all of a sudden I see the bell housing of the ABC, that covers the lens, just go right across the screen. And I thought, my God, what have they done? What have I got myself into? But there was no margin for mistake. If it happened, it just happened. And the other classic is when Colin Wood had to be destroyed, and then on the other side of the soundstage, all these 12 wrestlers rose from the dead. I don't know if you remember this show in particular, but the cue was given at the wrong time, and Colin Wood collapsed, and these 12 wrestlers came up out of the thing, and the whole show was shot. And so they had to shoot Colin Wood already. It was just a total disaster. And you couldn't go back to, redo that. So that was sink or swim, I think one of the things that always impressed me was Selby's, his professionalism. I think David was really somebody that I really enjoyed working with. I liked being his nemesis. And we had a great deal of fun together. I think Carlin is just, they're just tapping the sources of his ability now. And I think you could see it back then that there was an enormous amount to be given. Kate Jackson was just beautiful, and just beautiful. She was lovely. And I enjoyed working with Kate, even though she knocked me out. But, that was the all-time thing. Joan Bennett, working with somebody of that stature and just coming into the studio and having scenes to work with her and stuff of that sort. And it was just the height of professionalism. And you never really got the impression that she was who she was. She was quite down to earth and really quite a wonderful woman to work with and to know. Technical, quality of Dark Shadows was really ahead of its time. In fact, when we had our conference, the reunion a couple of years back, I remember watching scenes that I had done. And some of the things is transposing the head in the box and talking and all of those things that are taken for granted now, but back then it was quite an innovative way of doing things. And you don't see that a lot on soaps today. you don't see that kind of. But of course, then there are not many shows like Dark Shadows. You know. The fondest memory I have is actually shooting the film, working on the show, and then taking the time off to go up into Lyndhurst and be with those people in a different surrounding and put together a movie. That was really, I really enjoyed that a lot. That was a lot of fun, and I think also the closing party was pretty nice too. That was quite a gathering of people. The thing that grabbed me about the part is that he is the essence of evil. Gerard Stiles was he murdered his best friend, married his wife, and seduced her, and then took over the family fortune, and then backpedaled when his friend turns out that he wasn't really dead. That's the thing that grabbed me about it. I like playing those kind of characters and those dark kind of characters, because I think there's a lot of that kind of attitude in everybody, and it's nice to be able to get that out. And in correlation the same with the Bill Spencer character on Bold and the Beautiful, although it's much more contemporary, there is that element of danger and what's he going to do and who is this guy, and I like that so much more than just being, a doctor running around saying you're going to be fine or you're going to be dead or whatever, So there's a lot more character development with it.